Okay guys, this is going to be our final for the evening. As you can tell, Fred is keeping the water warm while we break out the bubbleroon! He's a little dirty, but we're going to use him anyway. And then we're going to redemo the really, really nice ones later. But this here is Rose Jam Bubbleroon. Now, I love the smell of Rose Jam Bubbleroon, and Rose Jam Bubbleroon pretty much fragrance my whole bedroom because I will leave it sitting on my nightstand because it's very strong. But I don't like the shower gel that much. It's not bad. It's a little strong for me. I like the little sample that I got of it, but I'm not so sure if I want to spend my money on a whole bottle of it. But I do like the Bubbleroon. Very much so do I enjoy the smell and the look of Bubbleroon. So let's put the little pluggy PC in down there and let's make some bubbles. Now, Bubbleroon is made up of two parts. You have bubble bar, solid bubble bar, and then you have, let's turn the water on, it's going to get loud, guys. Oh, that's really loud. And then you have bath milk in the center. So it gives you like a more luxury style bubble bar. Doesn't it look so pretty? It's pink. We're just going to go ahead and let it go. Let it do its thing. Oh, it's got a little white spot. Hey, Lush, you missed color. I do have the water a little warmer than usual, just so the bath melty part would melt down. It seems like the thing is melting down pretty damn quick. So I'm happy with that. Bath melty part, let's separate it. Ooh, can we separate it? Yeah. Alright, so here is just bubble bar. You can separate Bubbleroons into two pieces, but then one of your pieces is going to get the bath melt part on it and one's not. So I tend to use them together, just so that way it's, like you get the whole feel of it, the way it's supposed to be, or you can cut it down the center and get two baths out of it. Bubbleroons are kind of small though, so I don't think two baths out of it is a great idea if you're trying to indulge. See, because there is the bath melty part right there. Ooh, it feels so slimy. It feels like cake icing, kind of. I've been in the mood for a cupcake for God knows how long. Tomorrow is Richie's birthday, and I still have yet to get him anything, because he keeps telling me, I don't want anything, I don't want anything. So I don't know what the hell to get the man. I'm thinking maybe I just go grab him like a hoodie or something, because he loves hoodies. I want a hoodie. I'm going to get myself one too. Okay guys, now, we have a little tiny bit of crumble at the bottom. Fred, get the hell out of here. And we have, before the bubbles get too high, beautiful pink water. And amazing rose jam scent. Let's do the bubble trick. Ready? That's all it is. Just hold your finger over the nozzle. Building the bubbles! Now, the last time I did a Bubbleroon was the Peeping Santa, and I got a nice amount of bubbles. But previous to that, and I've done all my green Bubbleroons, I'm only getting like a blanket type bubble. I'm not getting like a thick bubble because of the bath melt that's in it. So maybe like each Bubbleroon is made a little different. I know some of my green Bubbleroons were missing some bath melt from the summer when it had melted, but I tried to use one that it was all intact. I have a couple of them now because UK started discontinuing them, so I got nervous. I did hear from one of you guys that the shops in the UK are still selling them, so I guess till they sell out. But in the US, they're not discontinued yet, so hopefully they don't discontinue them here. Pop in the Bath got its reprieve, which, Lush, you guys are assholes, because we all went nuts buying Pop in the Bath thinking that it was not going to be around, and then poof, just kidding! Okay, so now that I've dropped my leg, we can see all of these masses of bubbles. I am pretty much covered in bubble. This one did make a lot of nice bubble. And I'm sure we can build on this one, but let me shut our water off. There we go. Okay, we have some bubble bits up here. Some pieces of the bubble bar. So, I'm sure with this one we'll be able to build, unlike our last one. Oh yeah. And all you do really is either the bubble trick, let it flow into your tub on like not a real fast stream, but like a low stream, and it just and builds up your bubbles. You get what I'm saying? But good height. Very, very moisturizing. It's got to be at least a 5 on the moisture scale for a bubble bar, because it does have that bath melt in it, but it's not too high. I've built it a little. Ooh, it is building nicely. I'll tell you, that is... See, look, it's all the way back here. All the way back. Alright. So this was my ending bath. I have to say, ending the night out smelling like rose jam is really nice. You can buy rose jam in the gift sets all year round. It's a little 100-gram bottle from the... Look, I can't even pick my hand up. From the U.S. There you go. There's a little 100-gram bottle from the U.S. You can buy it. It's one of the gift sets. I don't remember which one. I was just on the U.S. site because I want to, like, maybe buy, like, a Lush gift set from Lush for the 1,000 sub giveaway. I know I'm going past 1,000 now, which thank you guys. I love you all. But it's making me so nervous because I really want to get this giveaway out, but I'm working with almost no money right now, so I'm trying to get at least one good gift set. But then when I go to order the gift set I want to order, it's like $50, $60. I want one for myself too. It's one of the ones that I really, really want. But I'm going to give that up, and I'm going to get one for you guys. Sorry, you guys know I smoke. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get one for you guys, and I'm going to cough it up for this year and just say screw it. But I am going to order from the US site for gift sets. I know I shouldn't deal with gift sets anymore, but some of them have collectible tins or collectible boxes, and I kind of really want those. And I don't have a Lush store near me. I'm so upset, man. I know the closest one to me is Manhattan or New Jersey. I want to go into a Lush store so freaking bad. I don't have a vehicle just yet. And I am just running into disaster, into disaster, into disaster with trying to get rid of this house and buy new homes, or I'm going to wind up just giving it all up and going and rent an apartment because I can't do this anymore. This is too much for me. This really is. There's so much going on with this house that I just... There's problem after problem after problem after problem after problem, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. I don't even think it can be sold, to tell you the truth. I've just ran into more stress and more problems. Man, life sucks right now, but I have bubbleroons. So I am nice and excited to end out my night in this amazing scent of this bubbleroon. It's not like the shower gel. The shower gel for me punched me in the face, and I just couldn't get over it. It was too much. It's not my favorite scent. It does smell lovely, but it gave me a migraine right off rip. But dissipated in the water, the bubbleroon smells absolutely remarkable. I love this. It is a kind of a sweet rose smell, not a natural rose. It doesn't smell like Imogen Rose. Like Imogen Rose perfume smells like rose. But Rose Jam was made for more of the younger crowd that didn't want like the grandmommy rose scent. They wanted like a more sweet type rose scent. So that's how they came up with Rose Jam. Oh, you guys want to see something weird? Now, in the New York bath bomb, the one we just did, I found a bunch of these things. It's like a piece of like paper with glitter and stuff all over it. Can you see that? So I put it on something black here so you guys can see. But it's like weird. I don't know what the fuck it is. See, it's kind of like breaking apart there. But there's a bunch of them that were floating around, and I was like, shit, this stuff is congealing again. And it wasn't congealing, it was like paper. So I'm not too sure on what the hell that stuff was in that bath bomb. But I love the way their stuff looks. I just don't like the little surprises, you know? And I don't like the fact that they don't answer back emails, anything, Instagram. They just don't answer. They don't fucking bother. So they're typical New Yorkers, assholes. No, just playing. I'm not saying that any company is an asshole. But typical New Yorkers, just don't bother. Unless, maybe they don't speak English. Maybe it's like a Russian-based company and they speak Russian and I should start emailing them in Russian. I don't know. I speak Russian. I speak Russian good enough to get by. So, you know, I was in a Russian family. My in-laws were Russian for 10 years. So I had to learn something to speak to babushka. That's the grandmother. She couldn't speak any English, so trying to communicate with it was rough. And then trying to communicate with all of my mother-in-law's friends and things like that, I was screwed, man. So, you know, I had to learn some stuff. And I had to learn how to tell the damn bulldog that my ex had how to go outside and go to the bathroom so he would stop shit in the house. So I had to keep telling Hamlet in Russian, go outside, go pee, and go shit, and he would go do it. But he was bilingual, because after I yelled at him about 8 times in Russian to go shit outside, not in the house, he looked at me, and I yelled at him in English and said, go shit. And he walked right outside and took a shit. So He was just a stubborn little bastard, but he was amazing. I loved Hamlet. He was an English bulldog. He was so cool. He was stinky. He had a weird skin condition, kind of looked like mange, but it wasn't. It was just weird skin condition. He would get cysts all the time, and we had to put him down because he wound up with cancer, and he was really having a tough time. He would just sit there, lay down, and scream. He really went out. He went out smooth when we put him down. He went out, wrapped up in my ex's arms. And we went to the vet's home. Actually, my ex went to the vet's home, and I stayed home with Alexandra, and he put him down. And it was his baby, which became my baby when I entered their life. He actually, the way we hooked up really was, I met him and Richie outside PetSmart. I was trying to, donate my hooded rats to PetSmart, but they're not allowed to take them. So I wound up just giving them away to people, hoping they wouldn't turn into snake food. And, him and Richie were standing outside, so we started hanging out, and he was like, yeah, I have to get rid of my dog. So I started working for PetSmart in the grooming section. I started out as a bather, and I would bathe his dog every day just because I couldn't stand the fucking smell of him. And he gave me the dog, and I took him to my little studio apartment that I had, and when my studio apartment fell through because I ran out of money, couldn't keep it going no more because I was a young kid, I was like 17 years old, I had to go back to my mom's house, and he couldn't go to my mom's house because my mom already had a male dog that didn't like him, and he was a male, an unfixed male, unneutered. So I wound up bringing the dog back, and then I just kind of moved in with him. And that was how me and my daughter's father hooked up, and Richie was his roommate. And they shared a condo together, and then all three of us shared a condo together, and then four of us, because Richie's girlfriend pretty much hung out there every day. And then from then on, I just stayed with Alex for 10 years, which, whenever we broke up or something bad happened, me and Richie dated. So I always had a history with my current husband, but we were always best friends, too. I don't know why I just decided to tell you guys that story, but I figured. I don't know. And then me and Richie lost touch over a couple of years. I went somewhere, which I won't speak of right now, but I will speak of eventually. I went somewhere for a couple of years, and those of you who know me already know, but I'll talk about it eventually. No really big deals. If you know what I'm talking about, you can say it in the comments. I'll answer it, no problem. But for me to actually bring it up to you guys seems pointless. But I split for a few years. I was gone I actually was out of cell phone reach or any type of reach. Nobody could actually access me unless they wrote me a letter or came to see me, which that doesn't happen when you go to those places. And I lost touch with everybody, and as soon as I got out, I messaged a couple people on Facebook, let them know that I was home, I was back in the state of New York, does anybody want to hang out? I'm going to work in a little while, because I started working for a bar. And I said, does anybody want to meet up or hang out or anything, any of my old high school friends? And I ran into Richie's Facebook, so I messaged him. He called me, and he said, I live in Mississippi, I'm engaged to a girl, I'm unhappy, I couldn't find you, so I figured my chance with you was gone. And I said, your chance was never gone. I said, you just never told me how you felt, so I never thought you felt that way. And we went back and forth for a few hours. We talked on FaceTime a little bit. And throughout the next couple of days, we talked. He went and visited his sister in Florida. He said, I'm in Florida, but you're not in Florida. You're in New York, right? And I said, yes, I live in New York now, not Florida anymore. So he said, okay. 3 days later, on Valentine's Day, I get a text message. I'm in New York. I'm outside your mother's house. I want to see you. I said, I'm not at my mother's house, and I got married today. So I wound up marrying another friend because he needed someone. And I wound up marrying him because he was lonely and he needed a friend. We didn't marry for love or anything like that. We married for companionship and legal reasons because he was afraid he was going to lose his inheritance if he passed away. So... and he is terminally ill. So I wound up marrying him, married him on Valentine's Day, gave him his wish, the whole nine. He couldn't stand up out of his wheelchair, and the stupid Justice of the Peace kept trying to make him. So it was kind of a pain in the ass. But, he got his, you may kiss the bride, the whole nine. I did it all. It may sound bad that I had divorced him about a year later, because from that moment on Valentine's Day, the love of my life came back into my life, which was Richie. Messaged me, and I said, I am at the Ramada Hotel with my current husband, and I'm getting ready to go back to my mom's house because he's from Pennsylvania, so he rented a hotel room for the night. And I said, I'm leaving, and I'm taking my car and going back. And he said, don't bother, I'll come there to see you. He said, I'd like to meet your new husband and everything. So he met Michael, and they talked for a little bit. He also met another friend of ours, Jacqueline, who turned out to be an asshole. And I don't speak to that pain in the ass anymore. She did a nut job. She did a nut job when we were kids. But, then I just took a ride home with Richie. I didn't bring the car. I left the car with Michael. It was all handicap accessible, so he could put his wheelchair in it and he could drive in the whole nine. He had hand controls. And I never left his side after that. I don't know why. Just something, I came out and said, you know something, you feel the same way I feel. You've always loved me. I've always loved you. We're getting too old. Let's go for it. And we did. And it happened all really fast. Before you knew it, I had cancer. I was going through surgeries. I was going through treatments. And once it came out that my blood started looking better, my cells started coming back better, I was starting to go into like a remission type state, they believed. And I stopped treatment. I could stop treatment. All of a sudden they said, oh, and by the way, you're pregnant. After they told me, after removing ovaries and like my one ovary and the tubes and all kinds of other weird stuff, and then finding cancer again in the boob and all that weird stuff, that I couldn't have children because my other side was pretty much dead because it was covered in like ovarian cysts and it was useless and it did not produce. So they told me I couldn't have kids, and all of a sudden, like, poof, there goes Boogie. So now we have Boogie. So now I have 3 loves in my life. My daughter Alexandra, who's with her daddy in Texas, which hopefully will be back with me shortly. My love of my life, my 2 gentlemen, Richie and Wolf. Wolf is Boogie, for those of you who don't know. I don't like to really say his name too much on air, but we're family. So yeah, there is kind of like my love story there. Gone odd. But, yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. It just seems like I'm a bitch in the situation, but hey, I'm happy, you know? If I'm the asshole because I left the handicapped guy and everything, it just, whatever. The handicapped guy turned out to be a little insane, but he's happy, and he went back to the girl that he always wanted to be with, but she didn't want to be with him. She wanted to be with somebody in a wheelchair until somebody else got him. So I kind of did him a favor. Yeah, and then he went back to that girl. So she's still with him now, and she loves him very much. And he loves her, and that's where it was supposed to be. But anywho, now that we've talked for a little bit, and you guys have learned a little more about me, I'm going to be posting something on Instagram. I would really appreciate it. Since you guys made it this far, you might as well listen. I'd really appreciate it if you guys went on, and I'm going to put a random how to get to know me, please, ask me questions type deal. I would like you guys to please place some questions on my Instagram, which is just CORINNEAGRELL1313. You can follow me. I follow you guys all back. And just ask random questions, anything you want to know, no matter how in-depth you are. You can Google my name and look up my past or anything like that. And I have to answer truthfully to the best of my comfortability. But I will answer you guys completely truthfully, and I would like to do something like that. So if you guys are interested, please jump on my Instagram later on this evening or tomorrow morning and ask me random questions. And it can have to do with anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatsoever, and I will truthfully answer you all back. It's just something I've been seeing on YouTube, and I would like to do it because I'd like you guys to get to know me a little more, because I do get an opportunity to get to know you by talking and messaging and all that stuff, but, I don't really get too much of me out there, and I'd like you guys to know a little bit more about me. So, any questions, I'll put up a thing on Instagram, I don't know, maybe a photo of me and the family or whatever, which is just me, Richie, and Boog. I'll put up like a family photo or something like that, and right underneath of it, random questions, please ask for the next YouTube video or something to that effect. Just look for that on Instagram. Alright, once again, you've made it this far, you might as well hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Because, yeah, any giveaway that I do, whether it be a monthly or a bi-monthly or however which way it goes, we might have to go with bi-monthlies because money is getting slim. You have to be subscribed, so, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and put up the monthly giveaway coming November into, I believe, February. I have them all set up. And then we'll see how it happens after that. And who knows, maybe we'll have good money and we can put up some really good giveaways every month. Or we just store it up for like a bi-monthly or a tri-monthly and we put up a really good one every 2 or 3 months, But I like doing the giveaways. It makes me feel good to do it for you guys. And then you guys get to try the product. So, alright guys, I'm out. I'll be back on later on tonight, though. I got some more videos I want to do and some more stuff. I think maybe we'll do the Lush tag. I'd like to do that. That seems like fun. I think we'll do that. Like, what's your favorite Lush product? It's not. And then I'm going to list the questions in the Dropbox down below of that video, and you guys can answer it back, too, and tell me everything that you's like. I would really appreciate that. You just copy and paste them out of the Dropbox, paste them down in the comments, and tell me all your things. Because I do read all the comments, I just don't always get a chance to answer them. Love yous all, and talk to you shortly.